Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mr.Adebanjo. I want to strongly welcome you to this video. In this video we're going to continue on the journey we have embarked on statistics. In the couple of videos before or back, we have been talking about all the subtopic that we have under statistics, and we have treated all the statistical tools for showing data, ranging from bar chart to pie chart to histogram to cumulative frequency curve. So we have talked about those topics, and they are also in this the playlist of this video. You see those videos there. So in this video we are going to start dealing with the statistical tools for analyzing data. So statistical tools for analyzing data is what we are going to start with in this video. And the first statistical tool we are going to be for analyzing data that we are going to be talking about is categorize, or they are under measure of central tendencies. So you are going to be talking about a measure of central tendency, which is also called measures of location. So measure of central tendency or measure of location is what you are going to be discussing in this video. I'm going to start it in this video and complete it in the couple of videos that we are going to be sharing shortly. Now, when it comes to measure of a tendency, measure of central tendency, or which is also called a measure of a location, we have three M's we have to learn under it. We have three M's. We have a median, and mode. So we're going to be learning mean, median, and mode under measure of central tendencies. So these are the three subtopics that we have under measure of central tendencies. Sometimes it do come out in the objective question, and they ask you the following subtopic are categorized under measure of central tendency except dash. So these are the three M's that we have under measure of central tendencies. So you should know which one that will not belongs to the measure of central tendency. So in the case maybe you're having mean, median, mode, and range, you should know that the range does not belong to measure of central tendency. So, but in this video, we're not going to talk about the three of them. So you're going to be taking them one after the other and dig deeper on each of them in the video you're going to be making. So in this video, you're going to be starting with a mean, which is also called average, as the first M under measure of central tendency. We're going to be talking about a mean. Another name for mean is called average. So what are you going to be doing in this video? I'm going to be telling you the definition of mean. We're going to be talking finding mean of ungrouped data, in as much that we know that we have group and ungrouped data, so we can as well find the mean of whether group data and ungrouped data. And we are going to be solving some question regarding mean of an ungrouped data. So we're going to be solving some question based on the ungrouped data, and also we are going to be talking about the mean of group data. And we know that the group data are also of two types. We have group data with a class interval, and we have group data without class interval. So we are going to be talking about the mean of group data without class interval, and also we are going to be talking about a mean of group data with class interval as well. More so, we are going to be telling you how you can find the mean of group data using assuming. So this one is literally common with further mathematics students. That is to say, we can find the mean of group data given an assumed mean. So we are going to be doing that also in this video. Then we are going to be solving a lot of past questions on mean on all these we have highlighted above. So, and you know that we have a lot to discuss, and I believe that this video is going to be very, very useful for any student who is trying to understand this topic, and whether what's it called, the instructor who is trying to understand the topic, and the student who are trying to prepare themselves for any examination on this topic as well. So you are going to find it very, very useful. But before we get it started, please, if you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please click the subscribe button on the channel right now, so that you will be notified whenever we post information on this platform. And also you are also helping us to improve the channel by subscribing to the channel. And please, we are appealing to you, share this video, let this video go viral on all your social media platforms and the group that you belong to on social media. Please share this video so that You help us reach out to as many as possible students who are desperately in need of this resource material and they don't know where to find it. So please share the video once again, and as you do so, may the good Lord bless you. Let's start the journey of our main without wasting much of our time. Alright, you are going to start with a main and that of our group data. That's what we're going to start with, and you are going to understand what main is. Main and the symbol for representing main is X bar. X bar is used to represent main. So main is the sum of all the data divided by the number of data given. So we are trying to find mean of an ungrouped data. We are trying to sum all the data together divided by how many data is given. So the notation is always like this. We are adding the data together divided by number of data we are having, and that will give us the mean for that particular ungrouped data. So this formula is basically for an ungrouped data. You can't use this one for group data. So anytime you have to find the mean of an ungrouped data, that is to say scattered data, then add those data together divided by the number of data. This small letter n represents the number of data we have in an ungrouped data. So let's try to use that, and so we have to find the mean of this set of numbers, and you can see that these numbers are not grouped, they are scattered, so they are ungrouped data. So we have 1 3 4 8 8 4 7. We have to find the mean of this data. So like I told you, you are going to add the data together, then divided by number of data we have here. So we have 7 data here, so I should be having the mean to be equal to 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 8 plus 4 plus 7 over 7. So by the time you sum this together, you are going to be having 35 divided by 7. That will give us 5. So the mean or average of these numbers is 5. So the mean or average of this number is 5. Now let's see another one quickly. We have to find the mean of this set of number as well. We have 1 0 1 2 3 2 0 2 3 2. So we have to find the mean or average of this number. So that means we need to add the numbers together as well, divided by number of data that we have there. We have 10 data. So add them together. By the time you add them together, you'll be having 16 divided by 10, and that should give us a 1.6 as the average of this set of number. So the mean or average of this set of number or data is a 1.6. More so, we can be given the question in a word problem form. The ages to Abu, Shegun, Kofi, and Fumi are 17 years. So X minus 13 years, 14 years, and 16 years respectively. What is the value of X if the mean age is 17.5? So in this case, you are trying to find the value of X given the ages of given the age of each of the 4 persons mentioned here, and you have been given the value of their the value of the mean of their age already at 17.5. So what do you do? Also, you add their ages together. So mean age it will be 17 plus 2x minus 13 plus 14 plus 16, which is this, divided by number of data we have. We have 4 data there, which is representing the ages of 4 persons. So from there we have been given the value of the mean age, so that the mean of their ages is 17.5. So that will replace this mean age here. So you'll be having 17.5. Then you now add this together by collecting the like times. So you'll be having 17.5. Then if you collect like time, you have 17 minus 13. That will give us 4. 4 plus 14 will give us 18. 18 plus 16 will give us 34. Then 34 plus 2x, that's what you have left here, over 4. Then from there we can cross multiply. If you cross multiply, 4 will be multiplying 17.5, so we'll be having 34 plus 2x equals to 4 times 17.5. And if you multiply 4 by 17.5, that should give us a 70. Now you can take the like times. You'll be having 2x is equals to 70 minus 34. 2x equals to 70 minus 34. The 70 minus 34 will give us 36. Then you can now divide both sides by 2 to get the value of your x. So s will be 18 in that case. So s will be 18 in that case. And another question could say that you should trying to find the age of this person, which is Shegun. So now that you know the value of x, you can put it into this. That will be 2 times 18 will give us a 36. 36 minus 13 will give us a 23. So that means the age of Shegun will be 23. But we are not asked to find that. They only asked us to find the value of x, which is what we have done. More question our way. The average of 10 boys were 12 years. A boy of 15 years was replaced with that of 5 years. Find the new average of the age of the boys. So this is also a word problem on main of an ungrouped data now. So and these questions are objective questions, and they are past questions that we are treating now. So the average of 10 boys. So that means the average of 10 boys was 12 years. So that means they have added behind the scene the ages of 10 boys, and they said the average is the mean or average is 12 years. So and we don't know the ages of these 10 boys, so we can use something to represent the ages or the sum of their ages. Now let S be the sum of the ages of the 10 boys. So then in finding the mean, now mean will be sum of the ages of the 10 boys divided by number of boys, and they said that the mean is 12 years. So that means we should be having the in age equals to x, which is the sum of their ages divided by 10. Then from there we have been given the mean age. The mean age of the 10 boys is 12. So that we will be having 12 is equals to x over 10. From cross multiply, that gives us s to be 12 times 10, and that gives us 120 years. So that means the sum of all the ages of the 10 boys is 120. So the sum of the ages of the 10 boys is 120. So now a boy of 15 years was replaced with that of 5 years. So that means we will need to remove 15 years from the sum of their ages, then add 5 years to it now. So a 15 years boy age was removed from this 120, so and the 5 is now replaced with 5 years. So I'll be having the sum of their ages now after replacement. That will be 120 minus 15 that was removed plus the 5 that was added. So that should give us 110. Then to now find the new average of the boys now, so we should be having 110 divided by 10 of them, and that should give us 11 years. So the new average of the 10 boys will now be 11 years after removing 15 years from the sum of their ages and replaced by 5 years. So the new mean will now be 11 years. So that's solution to that question also. So more question on the mean of ungrouped data. We are told that the mean of the set of numbers here is 67. We have to find the value of x. So as we know, these are also ungrouped data, so we need to sum them together. Then the mean has been given as 67. So the mean will be 68 plus 65 plus x plus 69 plus 77 plus 48 plus 64 divided by 7 of them, because we have 7 data here. And you have been given the mean as 67, so that will replace this mean. So we have 67 equals to, you collect time by adding the numbers together. That gives us 391 plus x over 7. So we cannot add 391 plus x together, so we can only cross multiply there. If you cross multiply, we'll be having 391 plus x equals to 67 times 9 will give us 67 times 7 will give us 469. Then from there, collect times s will be 469 minus 391, and that will give us s to be 78. So the value of x is 78 there. So more question also on the mean of an ungrouped data. The question says that if the mean of 30 observations in an experiment is 5, and one of the observed value is 34, find the mean of the remaining observation. So that means the mean of 30 observation is 3 in an experiment is 5, and one of the observed value is 34. So find the mean of the remaining observation. So that means we need to get the sum of the observation given the mean and given the value of the mean. So let the sum of the observations be x. So the question is very similar to that one we just solved now. So let x be the sum of the observation. Then we will now be having the mean of observation equals to the sum of the observation divided by the number of observation, which is 30. So we'll be having the mean equals sum of the observation over number of observants. So the mean has been given as 5, so we'll be having 5 is equals to x is the sum of the observations over 30 cross multiply, s will be 150. So that means the sum of all the observation is 150, and then one of the observants is 34. So that means if you remove 34 from this now, that will give us the new the sum of the new observer or the remaining observation. So if you remove 34 from that, so that should give us the new sum of the observation will be 150 minus 34. Then because the question says you should find the mean of the remaining observation, so that means you have to remove 34 from 150. That should give us 116. Then from there now to now find the mean of the observation, that will be 116 divided by how many observations do we have left? We have 29 because we have already removed one observation from it. So that will give us 116 divided by 29, and that will give us a 4. So that means the mean of the remaining observation will be 4 in this case. Now those are the brief questions we have given you on the mean of ungrouped data. That is to say, we have solved direct question on the mean of an ungrouped data, and we have also solved indirect question regarding mean of an ungrouped data. So we are going to be going to mean of group data now, and in that case we know that group data are categorized into two forms. We have group data without class intervals, and we have group data with class intervals. Sorry for this typographical error. It's group data without class interval and group data with class interval. So please change this one to with class interval. So this is a typographical error. So we have group data without class interval, and we have group data with class intervals. So let's start with group data with mean of group data without class intervals. So when it comes to finding mean of group data, whether with class interval or without class interval, then to find the mean, of course, anytime we are having a group data, that means we should know that frequency will be involved in a group data. So then to find the mean of a group data, whether with class interval or without class interval, anyway, we use the same formula for finding the mean, and the formula is calculated by the summation fx over summation f. It's a summation fx over summation f. That's the formula for finding mean for group data, whether it is with class interval or without class interval. So this formula is useful for finding mean of group data. Now let's start with group data without class interval. Now if you look at the table we are viewing on the screen right now, the table below shows the scores of certain number of students in a class. So we are giving scores and we are giving number of students. We have to find the mean of the scores. So this is an example of a group data without class interval. And if you don't understand this, there's a video I made on a frequency table, how to prepare frequency table, and I explain extensively on that how to prepare a frequency table. This is an example of a frequency table without class interval. So now if you have to find the mean of this data, and this data is a group data, it's not a scatter data like the one that we have been talking about so far. So how do you find the mean of this? Of course, you can try to rearrange your table in a vertically form now. So rearrange the table. Your score will stand for your hex, number of students will stand for your frequency. So we'll be having something like this. The S and the score will represent your hex, then the number of students will represent your frequency, and you rearrange your scores. We have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then frequency is also like this. Then we know that when you are having a group data like this, to find the mean, you are going to be having summation fx over summation f in this case. So summation f means sum your frequency together. Summation f, this symbol means summation. Then f means find the sum of your f. So sum your f together. That give us 8 plus 6, that give us 14 plus 4, that give us 18 plus 2, that give us 20. So the sum of frequency here is 20. Then from there we will need to compute our f multiplied by x, frequency multiplied by x. So you have multiplying your frequency with x here, so that will give us another column here, which is fx. 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times 4 is 12, 5 times 6 is 30, then 4 times 6 is 24. So another typographical error there. 4 times 6 is 24, not 28. So then 2 times 7 is 14. Then you now sum this together. By the time you sum it together, because of this summation you're having here, so summation, so that should give us 94 based on what you're having here, but it's not correct. This is 24, so that means you should be having 90 here, not 94. So please, you can correct that from your own hand. That's what we face when you're trying to type. So sorry for that, and believe you understand what you are trying to get here. This is 4 times 6 is 24, so that should give us, if you add them together now, according to this summation fx, you are summing our fs together, then that should give us 90. Therefore your mean now will now be 90 divided by 20, and if you divide that, it will give you the value of your mean. But in this case, I'm having 94 divided by 20, that gives us 4.7 as our mean. But your own should be able to give you something else if you do 90 divided by 20. So that gives us another value for the mean. So sorry for that typographical error. Now let's see another question similar to what you have just solved. You have to calculate the mean distribution of the test score below. You're having score, we're having number of students, so rearrange it also like I've arranged it the other time. So your score is your hex and the number of students is your frequency. So arrange it like this, the way it is. So this is the scores representing x, and the frequency you have 3, 21, 46, 18 and 12, and you can sum the frequencies together, because from the formula we need to sum our frequency, and also we need to compute our fx, frequency multiplying x. So that may give us 90 there, then 21 times 35 give us 735, 46 times 40 give us 1840, 18 times 45 will give us 810, 12 times 50 will give us 600. Then we have to sum our fs together. Sum your fs, that will give us 4075. Then if you now input it in, if we put this into this formula, we have our fx now, or summation of our fx, which is 4075. Summation f is 100. So if you put that into this formula, your mean will be 40.75 for our mean of this data. So still on mean of group data without class interval, sometimes also you could be given an indirect question on the mean of group data without class interval. In this case, you are given the value of x to be 0p3, frequency is 2031, and you are told that the mean of this distribution table is 1.5. So you have to use that to find the value of p. So it is also possible that one of the value of the table is missing, to use the mean given to find the value. So quickly you arrange the table also, then your x is that and the frequency is that. So your x is 0p and 3, frequency is 231. Then from the formula, summation of fs over summation f is the formula for finding mean of group data. Then our summation of f will be 6. Then we need to compute our fx, so that will be 2 times 0 will give us 0, p times 3 times p will give us 3p, then 1 times 3 will give us 3. Then we need to sum fx together. Summation of fx, that will be 0 plus 3p will give us 3p, 3p plus 3 will give us 3p plus 3. So the summation of fx is 3p plus 3. So, and we will be given the value of the mean to be 1.5. So you will have 1.5 equals to summation fs is 3p plus 3 over summation f, which is 6. So that means we will be having this. From there you can cross multiply. So we will be having 3p plus 3 equals to 1.5 times 6. If you multiply this, that should give us a 9 equals 3p plus 3. Collect the like times, you will be having 3p equals to 9 minus 3. So that will give us a 3p equals to 6. P will be equals to 2 if you divide both sides by 2. So the value of our p here is 2. So using the idea of a mean of a group data without class interval. Now still on the group data without class interval, you are also to work on this table, and you have to find the value of f, of x rather, and that's x is part of the frequency. So you have been told that the table shows the distribution of the scores of students in a test. If the mean score is 3.5, find the value of x. So we arrange the table also like this. Then you have your hex, which is representing the score, your frequency. Then arrange the values in the like this. So then you know that our main is summation fx over summation f in case of this group data. So we need to sum our f together. If you sum your f together, we have 1 plus 4 give us 5, plus 6 11, plus 2 that give us 13, plus 2 that give us 15. So we having 15 plus x, that give us 15 plus x as our summation of f. Then we need to compute our fx by using our f to multiply our x. So we'll be having 1 times 1 will give us 1, 4 times 2 will give us 8, s times 3 will give us 3x, 6 times 4 give us 24, then 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 6 is 12. Then we need to sum that as well, summation f. We need to sum our fs together. So by collecting the lighter, 1 times 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 24 that will give us 33, plus 10 that gives us 43, then plus 12 that gives us 55. So we'll be having 55 plus 3x as the summation of our fx, which I believe you understand what you have done here. Then if you now put this in our formula, then we have been given the value of the mean. They say that the mean score is 3.5, so that will be representing this mean here. You have a 3.5 is equals to 55 plus 3x over 15 plus x. From there you can cross multiply. So 3.5 will multiply 15 plus x equals to 55 plus 3x. If you expand the bracket, 3.5 will multiply 15 and it will multiply x. So that means you'll be having 52.5 plus 3.5x equals to 55 plus 3x. Collect the like times. I'll be having 3.5x minus 3x equals to 55 minus 52.5 like this. If you subtract this, that gives us a 0.5, x equals to 2.5. Divide both sides by 0.5, s will be equals to 5. So that means the value of our x here is 5. So the value of our s is 5. And if you want to know the total number of frequencies, all you need to do is to put your 5 here, and or you can just substitute your 5 here, that gives us 20. And if you want to know the sum of fx, you can just multiply this by 5. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 55 will give us 70. So, but we are not asked to do that. I'm just telling you because another question can come in that manner. So we only have to find x, and which is what you have already found. Now more question on that, and these are past questions, past questions that we have been solving so far. Every question that we are using in this video are past question. So this was 2010 question number 2006 question number 10. The following table shows the distribution of test score in a class. You are given the scores and you are given number of pupils, but the number of pupils which is representing the frequency, and we are having it in terms of k squared plus 1. So we are told that if the mean score of the class is 6, find the value of k. So that means we are also having a group data without class interval. So you will need to use your summation fs over summation f to compute the mean. So they want you to use mean to find the value of k. So from there we have our score, which is our x and frequency. Then rearrange the data from 1 to 10 here, and for the frequency also you arrange it like this as well. Then from the formula summation fs over summation f, we have been given the mean, which is 6. So we need to compute our summation f and summation fx. For our summation f now, we need to sum our f together. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 5 that will give us 7, plus 3 that will give us 10, plus 1 here that 11, plus 6 that will be 17, plus 2 19, plus 3 20 22, plus 4 26. So we'll be having 26 plus k square. So we'll be having 26 plus k square as the sum of our frequency. Then now we need to compute our fx. So our fx will be 1 times 1, that gives us 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 4 is 12. Then 5 will multiply k square plus 1. That will give us 5k square plus 5. Then 7 times 6 will give us 42. 8 times 2 is 16. 9 times 3 is 27. 10 times 4 is 40. So we'll now sum this fs together. If you sum it together, collect the like times, you have 2 plus 2, sorry, 1 plus 2 plus 15 plus 12 plus 5 plus 42 plus 16 plus 27 plus 40, that give us a 160. Then 160 plus 5k squared, that give us a 5k squared plus 160, like that. So this will now be pulled into this formula. You will be having that your main given, which is 6, equals to summation fs is 5k squared plus 160 over summation f, which should be 26 plus k squared. If you cross multiply from there, you'll be having 6 multiplying 26 plus k squared equals to 5k squared plus 160. You can expand the bracket here. 6 will multiply 26 and k squared. That gives us a 156 plus 6k squared equals to 5k squared plus 160. Collect like times. 6k squared minus 5k squared equals to 160 minus 152. 156 rather. So that gives us this minus this will give us a k squared equals to 4. Then find the square root of both sides. So k will be square root plus or minus square root of 4, and that k will be square root of plus or minus 2. So so that will be the value of our k. That will be the value of our k in this case. So that's solution for that one, and this is question number 10 question from WAEC. Now more question on the WAEC past question on the mean of a group data without class interval. So this is another past question from WAEC, and I'm not going to tell you the year, but it's a recent past question. Now we are given the marks and the number of students in terms of the frequencies in terms of m. The table shows the distribution of marks scored by some students in a test. If the mean mark is 3 whole number 6 over 23, you have to find the value of m. So also rearrange the table like this. So you have your mark, which is representing your x, your frequency, which is number of students. Then rearrange the data 1 to 5. 1 to 5 there, the frequency is m plus 2, m minus 1, 2m minus 3, m plus 5, 3m minus 4. Then from our formula for finding mean, our mean is summation f over summation f. So we need to compute our summation f, which is the sum of our frequency. So collect the like times m plus m will give us 2m plus 2m, 4m plus m, 5m plus 3m, that give us 8m there. So you have 8m, then 2 minus 1 will give us 1, 1 minus 3 will give us minus 2, minus 2 plus 5 will give us plus 3, plus 3 minus 4 will give us minus 1. So you're having 8m minus 1 as the summation of our f. So we need to compute our fx. So that will be the next thing to do. So your frequency will be multiplying your x. So m plus 1 multiplied by 1, m plus 2 multiplied by 1 will give us m plus 2. M minus 1 times 2, that give us 2m minus 2. Then 2m minus 3 multiplied by 3, that give us 6m minus 9. Then m plus 5 multiplied by 4, that should give us 4m plus 20. 3m minus 4 times 5, that should give us 15m minus 20 as well. Then you have to find the sum of the fx, sum of fx. So by collecting your like times, m plus 2m will give us 3m, plus 6m, that gives us 9m, plus 4m, that gives us 13m, 13m plus 15m, that gives us 28m. So you add the constant as well. 2 minus 2 is 0, 0 minus 9, that gives us minus 9, minus 9 plus 20, that gives us 11, 11 minus 20, that gives us minus 9. So that means summation of fx will give us 28m minus 9. Then from there you can now pull that into this formula. You have been given the value of the mean, which is 3 whole number 6 over 23. So you have 3 whole number 6 over 23 equals to summation fs is 28m minus 9 over summation f is 8m minus 1. The first thing to do is to change this mixed number to improper fraction. 23 times 3 plus 6, that should give us 75 over 23, then equals to 28m over 9 minus 9 over 8m minus 1. You cross multiply from there. 75 will multiply 8m minus 1 equals to 23 will multiply 28m minus 9. Then from there you can expand the bracket. 75 will multiply 8m minus 1 that should give us 600m minus 75. 23 also multiply 28m minus 9, that give us this. Then from there you can take the like times, so I'll be having 644m minus 600m equals to minus 75 plus 207. So I'll be having something like this. Then if you subtract it, that gives us 44m. Then minus 75 plus 207 will give us 132. If you divide both sides by 44, m will be equals to 3. So the value of our m, as you have been asked to find, is 3 in this case. So our m is 3. So that's the solution to that question in the wire pass question. Of course the question continue, but what is we are doing now is based on the mean, nothing more. So we are working on mean, how to use mean to solve all these kind of questions. So more so on the wire pass question is that we are given this table, and we told that the frequency table shows the mark distribution of a class of 30 students in an examination. The mean mark of the distribution is 52. We have to find the value of x and y. So in this case, the unknown here is not just one unknown. We are having two unknowns, which is x and y. So, and this kind of question was a wire pass question. I think it's in 2023 or 2024. So if you check it, you will see there. Then also reconstruct the table like this. Then you have the mark, which is representing our x, and our frequency is here. If you arrange the table, we have it like this. Then in this case, we can see that in this frequency, two variables are missing, or two values are missing, x and y. So, and you have been told that the frequency table show the mark of distribution, so show the marks distribution of class of 30 students in an examination. So 30 students in an examination, that means the total frequency here should be equal to 30. That's the first thing you need to know as a student. So you are told that the total number of students here, these are marks of 30 students. So that means when you add the frequency together, it's supposed to give us 30. So from there, if you add your frequency together, 1 plus 2, 1 is 2, plus 5, 7, plus 1, 8, plus 4, 12, plus 3, 15, and plus 1, 16. So you'll be having 16 plus x plus y. So that should be equal to 30. So I should be having s plus y plus 16, which is the sum of this you're having here, and the sum of everything here should give us a 30. So if you should be having s plus y plus 16 equals to 30. If you collect the like times, you'll be having this, and then you'll be having s plus y equals to 14. And that will give us equation 1. So, and you should know that because we are having two values here, you should know that this kind of question should lead to simultaneous equation. Because adding it is just one variable you are looking for, then it may not lead to simultaneous equation. But this will definitely lead to simultaneous equation because of the two variable given. And then how do we have gotten one equation now? So how do we get the second equation? And that's the reason why we are given the mean mark of the distribution is 52. So that means we need to find mean of this distribution, which is summation fs over summation f. So from there, we need to compute we already have our summation f, which is this, or which is equal to 30. Our summation f is equal to 30. So we need to compute our summation fx. So that will be 1 times 10 will give us 10. That will give us 20, 30x. That will give us 200, 50y, 60. Then it should give us 280, and then that should give us 240. That will give us 90. Then we have to sum this together. If you sum and collect like times, you'll be having 30x plus 50y plus the sum of the constant that will give us 900. So if you now put that into this formula, our mean is given, which is 52. You have 52 is equals to the summation of fx is 30x plus 550y plus 900 over summation f, which is 30. Sum of the frequency is 30. If you cross multiply from there, you'll be having 30x plus 50y plus 900 equals to 52 times 30, and that should give us this. Then collect like times from there, we'll be having 30x plus 50y equals to 1560 minus 900, give us a 660. We can divide through by 10. Divide through by 10, that will give us a 3x plus 5y equals to 66. That will give us equation 2. So we are now to solve equation 1 and equation 2 simultaneously to be able to find the value of our x and y. So you can use any method, whether elimination method or substitution method. to find to solve this simultaneously. So let's use elimination method. So I'll multiply equation 1 by 3 and equation 2 by 1 because I want to eliminate x. So if I multiply equation 1 by 3, that means I should be having 3x plus 3y equals to 42. And if I multiply equation 2 by 1, I should still be having 3x plus 5y equals 66. Now if you have to eliminate x now, we need to subtract. So 3x minus 3x, that gives us 0. 5y minus 3y give us 2y. Then 66 minus 42 give us 24. Can divide both sides by 2. Y will be equals to 12. Then you can now substitute the value of y equals to 12 into equation 1 to be able to find our x. So that means I'll be having x plus y equals to 14 in equation 1. So we'll be having x plus 12 equals to 14. So collect like times x will be 14 minus 12, that gives us 2. So the value of our x is 2, our y is 12, and that's the solution for that question. So we have been able to deal with group data without a class interval. Now let's quickly solve some question on the group data with class interval. Although we are using the same formula, nothing is going to be changing, but something is missing. So if you look at this question, this is a NECO pass question. The main mark of 100 students, so the mark of 100 students who pass economics in a promotion examination as this. We are giving the data. This is a group data with class interval. Now you can see that the marks is interval form, and we are giving the frequency, which is I've already arranged like this. So we are still going to be using the same formula. Mean is summation of fx over summation f. The only difference between this and the one that we have been working on without class interval is this fact that in this table we don't have our x already made. But if you look at the group data without class interval, we always have our x and frequency. But in this case, we don't have our x available. So we need to first find our x before we can go ahead and find fx. So how do we find x? X is called midpoint when you are working on the group data with class interval. So we are going to find the midpoint. Midpoint of what? Midpoint of the class interval. So x will represent the midpoint of our class interval. So that is to say you add the class interval together divided by 2. So you have 60 plus 51, that gives us 111 divided by 2, that gives us 55.5. So 61 plus 70 divided by 2 will give us 65.5. 71 plus 80 divided by 2 give us 75.5. 81 plus 90 divided by 2 give us 85.5. Then 91 plus 100 divided by 2 give us 95.5. So this will represent our x now. So this is the only thing that is missing from the table to be able to find our mean. Don't forget, in our class in a frequency table without class interval, we are always having our s available and our frequency. But when it comes to cumulative frequency table without class with class interval now, then our s will be missing because we are not giving x. So we are only giving class interval and frequency. But from our class interval, we can find our x, which is the midpoint. So add the class interval together divided by 2, that gives us our x. So at this point now, we can now compute our fx since that we now have our x now, our frequency. So fx will be 11 times 55.5, that gives us 610.5. 23 times 65.5, 1506.5. 39 times this will give us this. 70 times this will give us this. 10 times 95.5 will give us 95.5. So from there we'll now sum that together, summation of that will give us 7,470. So if you now put that into this formula, we'll be having 7,440 divided by 100, which is summation of f divided by, if you divide that, gives us 74.4 as the mean mark for this group data with class intervals. Let's see one more question on that. So this is a wire pass question 212, question number 10. You are given this this group data with class interval, and we have to find the to 2 decimal places the mean. So we have to find mean of this this question. So you can see that the frequency table is with class interval. That is a group data with class interval. So if you can see, we have frequency, but we don't have our x. So we need to first compute our x. and the x is the midpoint of the class interval. So of course we need to find our summation of our f. Sum your f together, and that should give us, if you sum it, that give us 40. Then we need to find our x, which is the midpoint of the class interval. 60 plus 64 will give us a 124 divided by 2, that give us a 62. 65 plus 69 divided by 2 give us a 67. 70 plus 74 divided by 2 will give us 72. 75 plus 79 divided by 2 will give us a 77. 80 plus 84 divided by 2 will give us a 82. And 85 plus 89 divided by 2, 87. 90 plus 94 divided by 2, 92. 95 plus 99 divided by 2 will give us a 97. Now that we have our x, we can now compute our fx. X will multiply f. So fs will be 2 times 62 will give us a 124. 3 times 67, 102. Sorry, 201 rather. 6 times 72 will give us a 432. 11 times 77, 6847. 8 times 82 will give us 8656. 7 times 87 will give us 609. 2 times 92 will give us 184. 1 times 97 will give us 97. So we can now sum our fx. Summation of fx, you sum your fs there, that will give us 3150. So I must tell you that when you're dealing with statistics, you need calculator to be able to do statistics frequently, especially when it comes to statistical tools for analyzing data. When you're analyzing data, you need your calculator beside you for seamless solution. So for getting our fs and our f, so you can sum them together and then you put it into the formula. We have this, divide it, we have 78.75 to be the main mark of the question, and you have to leave your answer in 2 decimal places. Of course, already 2 decimal places. So now you can see that we don't really have much difference between the group between finding the mean of group data with class interval and without class interval. We are using the same formula for both of them, and the difference is that when it comes to group data without class interval, we already have our x and our f. So just compute your fx and so put it into the formula, you find the solution for your mean. But when it comes to group data with class interval, now the first thing to do is to find your x rather, and that you will get from the class interval given to you, and that will be the midpoint of the class interval. Then after getting your f, you now complete your fx, put into the formula, you'll be able to find your mean as well. So this part is how to find mean using assumed mean. And like I said before, this part of the question is common to further mathematics students, and where they will ask you to find mean using an assumed mean. And in this case, the formula will change. So the formula for finding mean given an assumed mean is the assumed mean given plus summation f into bracket x minus your assumed mean over summation f. So this is the formula for finding mean given an assumed mean. Assumed mean, it means that you are giving they assume a particular mean, and they now ask you to use that mean that has been assumed, or that is assumed, to find the original mean of the data. So A here stands for the assumed mean. So if you want to find mean given an assumed mean, then you're going to use this formula to find the assumed mean, to find the mean given an assumed mean. And this is basically relevant to group data, whether with class interval or without class interval. So now let's see how to use that to solve some question, and these are past question on the further mathematics question. Now we are given this data, and the table shows the distribution of the masses of sheep in a pen using an assumed mean of 34.5. Find the mean. So I've already reconstructed the table like this. You are still having the mass, which is the class interval, and the frequency, which is this. Then the formula for finding mean given an assumed mean is assumed mean plus summation of f into x minus a over summation f. Now in the late 2000s and early 90s, sometimes they don't give you assumed mean. They will say you should you should take an assuming by yourself, that you should assume a mean by yourself, and then when you assume a mean, then use it to find the mean. So technically, if I assume a mean and I use it to find the mean of this distribution, I'm going to be getting the same answer using this assuming given 34.5. So that means you can assume a mean, but on one condition: the mean that you are assuming must fall in between 20 and 79. Don't forget that these are representing the numbers, but the numbers are in intervals form. So these are representing numbers, but the numbers are intervals form. So that means any mean that you want to assume must fall between 20 and 79. Don't forget that. So but if you can look at the mean that they assume here is 34.5, which is in between, is in the range of 20 and 79. So I cannot assume a mean of 10, or I cannot assume a mean of 80 something. They are beyond 20 and 79. So the mean that you are assuming must fall in between 20 and 79. So that's in case they ask you to assume your home mean. In case they ask you to assume a particular mean to use now, and you are not giving any mean to use. But in this case, they have given us an assuming, which is 34.5. So what do we do? Of course, summation f here is you need to sum your f together. If you do that, that gives us 900. Then we need to compute. We already have our a, which is the assuming, which is 34.5. So we need to compute our f multiplied by x minus a. So we start from the inside the bracket, x minus a. Our a is the assuming, which is 34.5. Our x is what we don't have. We don't have our x, so we need to get our x from this class interval, which is what I already taught you before. So to find our s, so we need to add the 20 plus 29 divided by 2, that gives us 24.5. 30 plus 39 divided by 2, 34.5. 40 plus 49 divided by 2 gives us 44.5. 50 plus 59 divided by 2 gives us 54.5, and so on and so forth. But if you are already, imagine that you are having a group data without class interval, that means the data we are going to be having here will be x. So you don't need to compute your s again. So all you need to do is to just go straight and compute your x minus assuming. So but because we don't have our x, we are giving class interval, that's why we are finding our x first. Then we cannot compute our x minus assuming. So we are going to be removing our assuming 34.5 from our value of our x here. So you are being 24.5 minus 34.5, that gives us minus 10. 34.5 minus 34.5, that gives us 0. 44.5 minus 34.5, that gives us 10. 54.5 minus 34.5, that gives us 20. 64.5 minus this, that gives us 30. 74.5 minus 34.5, that gives us 40. So like that, we have been able to compute our x minus assuming. So from there now, frequency will now multiply x minus assuming. So use your frequency here to multiply what you are having here. So you have 187 times minus 10. That should give us minus 1870. 252 times 0 give us 0. 196 times 10 give us 1960. 130 times 20 will give us 2600. 88 times 30 will give us 2640. 47 times 40 will give us 1880. So now we can now sum, we can now find the summation of that. We sum f into x minus a, sum it together. If you sum it together, that gives us 7210. Then from there you can now put it into this formula. So our assuming is 34.5. So we have 34.5 plus, and this is 7210 divided by 900. If I divide this one by 900, that will give us this plus 8.01. Then if you add this together, that will give us 42.51. So the mean of this data given an assuming of 34.5 is 42.51. So what is the implication of this? If I'm asked to find the mean of this data without I'm not giving an assuming, and I'm not told to assume a mean, so that means I have to do it using summation fx over summation f. So if I do calculate my mean using summation fx over summation f, I'm going to get the same thing we are having here. So whether I assume a mean or I find a mean without assuming a mean, you are supposed to get the same answer. So that's the implication. Let's solve one more question. So this is a question that we have solved before. We have solved this question, if you remember, 2012 question number 10, and we did not use an assuming, so they did not ask us to use an assuming. I just want to if you have showed if you look at this the video that we have, this video we have solved this kind of question. I think the last question we saw before this question that we just solved now, so the two questions ago, and these two questions before this question is what we have solved, and we did not also use, we are not also use an assuming. But I just want you to understand, to know that if you are asked to use an assuming and we are not asked to use an assuming, you are meant to get the same answer at the end of the day. So now I choose an assuming. I was the one who assumed this mean 70, because 70 is part of the data from 60 to 99. So I choose an assuming of 70. So let's see whether you're going to get the same answer as what we got when we solve this question without an assuming. So what do? We have the formula for finding mean using assuming to be this. So where summation of f is if you sum your f together, we have 40. Then we need to compute our x minus assuming, but we don't have our x. We have class interval, so we need to compute our x. 60 plus 64 is that gives us 124 divided by 2, 62. Then if you compute your x like that, you get this because of our time, which I believe you understand how we got this. Then we need to compute our x minus assuming. So we have 62 minus 70, so that should give us minus 8. 67 minus 70, that gives us a minus 3. 72 minus 70, that gives us a 2. 77 minus 70 is 7. 82 minus 70 is 12. 87 minus 70, 17. 92 minus 70 is 22. 97 minus 70 is 27. So that's for our x minus assuming. Then frequency, now will now multiply this x minus assuming. So x minus assuming is called deviation, but we are not talking about that now. That's why I'm not mentioning it. So 2 times minus 8 will give us minus 16. 3 times minus 3 will give us minus 9. 6 times 2 will give us 12. 11 times 7, 77. 8 times 12 will give us 96, and so on if you multiply the rest. So we are now to sum that. You have to find summation of that. So if you sum it together, it'll give us 350. Then we now pull that into this formula. We'll be having our assuming, which is 70, plus the summation of this is 350 divided by summation of f, which is 40. Then that gives us 70 plus 8.75. Then that will give us 87.75. If you look at that question that we solved, this same question that we solved without using an assuming, using summation fs over summation f, so we got 78.75 as well, if you remember very well. So, and you can see that we got the same answer when we use an assuming of 70, and 70 is a part of this data from 60 to 99. 70 is part of it, so you can choose any number from 60 to 99 to use as your assuming, and you're going to get the same answer as 78.75. So that is that for mean, and I believe that you have been able to understand how to find mean of ungrouped data and the mean of group data, whether with class interval or without class interval. And also you have been able to understand how to find mean using an assumed mean as far as this is concerned. And I believe that this video has been able to help you one way or the other for your preparation of your examination. So watch the next thing we are going to be talking about is median as the second M under measure of central tendency. And but before we get it started, before we go in this video, if you are here to subscribe to our channel, please subscribe right away, and so as to be notified whenever we post information on this platform. And when we post the information on the median, you be informed automatically. And also please share this video. Please share this video. Please, we are appealing to you, share this video in all the social media platforms that it belongs to, and the groups that it belongs on the social media, because there are students out there who are desperately in need of this video to be able to understand this topic. And as you do so, may the good Lord bless you. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.